Welcome back to The Clean Truth by Roobi. Today's topic is all about why descaling your coffee machine is essential for better flavor, performance, and sustainability too. When you think about it, 98% of an espresso shot is just water. So yeah, the quality of that water and how the machine handles it is huge. If the parts heating and moving that water are scaled up, well, you're really just wasting those expensive beans you bought. Let's uncover the clean truth. Our mission today isn't just to say that you need to descale, if you all kind of know that, right? But we want to do a real deep dive into the technical reasons, the why this maintenance is just, well, non-negotiable. So let's maybe start with the basics. Some people might think scale is just, a long-term mechanical thing. Maybe it makes the machine break eventually. But what is this stuff? What exactly is scale, and why does it need such a specific treatment?
Right, that's the perfect starting point. It really comes down to the chemistry. Scale, or you might hear it called limescale, is basically crystallized calcium and magnesium carbonate. These are minerals that are just naturally present in a lot of water sources, especially if you're in a hard water area. And when you heat that water, these minerals, they precipitate out. They form a hard, kind of crusty deposit.
Oh, okay. So that white stuff you sometimes see.
Exactly that. It's a noticeable white crust. And critically, it loves to stick to the hottest parts.
Like the heating element.
Precisely. The boiler elements, the inside of the pipework, that's where it really builds up. And this happens because of, well, a combination of things in the water, tiny particles, maybe some chemicals like chlorine from treatment, and these dissolved minerals we mentioned.
And I think the research is pretty clear on this. Once that hard, crusty stuff forms inside the boiler or the pipes, you can't just flush it out with hot water, right? Wiping doesn't work.
Not a chance, because it's a carbonate, chemically speaking. It's a hard, inorganic structure. To break it down, you absolutely need an acid, something that can chemically react with it, dissolve those bonds. It's basic chemistry, really. You can't shift that solid mineral buildup without a specific, targeted, acidic chemical solution. Right. That's the key thing here. We're fighting minerals, not like coffee oils or something organic.
Okay, that makes sense. So let's talk damage. If my machine is scaled up, the first place I'm going to notice it is in the cup, right? Forget the machine breaking for a second. Just the taste. If that water temperature is off by even a few degrees, how bad is that for the flavor?
Oh, it's immediate sabotage. Absolutely immediate. And it's all about heat transfer. That scale acts as a surprisingly good insulator. Like, imagine trying to heat water through a layer of ceramic.
Okay.
That's kind of what scale does. It stops the water from getting efficiently heated by the element, so the boiler really struggles. It finds it much harder to get the water up to that ideal brewing temperature.
Which is usually what, about 195 to 205 Fahrenheit?
Exactly that range. And if your water is consistently, say, even 5 degrees too cool, you're seriously under-extracting your coffee.
And under extraction, that means specific flavor problems, right? Things you can actually taste.
Oh, absolutely. The number one sign of under-extraction is sourness. A really unpleasant sour tang.
Yeah.
You basically fail to pull out all those nice, complex sugars and deeper flavor compounds from the beans. What you get left with is mostly the acids, which dissolve first. So the espresso tastes, well, colder, kind of dull, thin, and sour.
Not what you want first thing in the morning.
Definitely not. And it gets worse. Sometimes as the scale heats and cools, little bits can flake off.
No way.
Yeah. So you're not just drinking sour coffee. You might actually be drinking tiny, chalky bits of scale.
Oh, that's a pretty grim thought. Okay, so taste is shot. But beyond that, you mentioned something about crema, that beautiful foamy layer on top. For people who really love their espresso, that crema is like the signature, isn't it? It tells you a lot.
It absolutely is. Crema is like the canary in the coal mine when it comes to scale. Well, perfect crema depends on really stable temperature and pressure during extraction. If that scale layer is insulating the boiler, the temperature is fluctuating, it's inconsistent, that means the steam and the CO2 gases in the coffee grounds don't release properly to form that nice, stable emulsion.
Okay. So what does a bad crema look like then?
You get what I'd call a crema crisis. It'll look much thinner, maybe pale instead of that rich golden brown.
Right.
And the biggest clue, it disappears really fast, like gone in maybe 20 or 30 seconds.
Wow, okay. Instead of lingering for...
Ideally, a good crema should linger for maybe around 2 minutes.
So that fast-vanishing foam is a huge visual warning sign. Your machine's not getting hot enough consistently.
Exactly. It's telling you there's a thermal problem, likely caused by scale.
Okay, so flavor's down, crema's weak. How quickly does this then become a mechanical problem? Like actual machine damage? Let's talk about the machine literally fighting against itself.
Yeah, the jump from just bad taste to actual mechanical stress can be surprisingly quick. See, scale doesn't just coat the heating element. It also starts to narrow all the internal pathways.
Like the pipes and tubes.
Exactly. Pipes, tubes, and really crucial bits like solenoid valves that control water flow.
Mm-hmm.
Now, in a clean machine, water flows easily, pressure builds up nicely for the extraction, the steam wand works powerfully.
Mm-hmm.
But when those pathways get narrower because of scale buildup, the pump has to work way, way harder.
Ah, because it's trying to force water through a smaller opening.
Precisely. It's designed for a certain flow rate, and now it's straining against that resistance.
And I guess you'd hear that. Like the machine sounds louder, maybe.
Definitely. That extra strain makes the pump much noisier. It might sound like it's struggling, vibrating more. We've seen examples where internal blockages get so bad the pump is almost constantly running, trying to push water through. It sounds awful.
Right, like it's really laboring.
Exactly. And that constant strain leads to major performance issues. You get inconsistent pressure during the shot, the steam wand might get really weak or stop working altogether, and eventually, you risk complete blockages or failure of the pump or those valves. That means expensive repairs or even a new machine.
Wow. Okay, so performance definitely takes a hit. And this brings us to that third point you mentioned earlier, sustainability.
Mm.
I think most people get the link between maintenance and make the machine last longer. That seems obvious.
Hmm.
But the energy side, that's really interesting. How does scale impact how much electricity the machine uses?
Yeah, this is often overlooked, but it's significant. Remember that insulating effect we talked about?
Mm-hmm. The scale blocking the heat.
Well, that directly impacts energy use. A clean metal heating element transfers heat to the water very quickly, very efficiently, but cover that element in a layer of mineral scale, and suddenly it takes much longer and requires more power to get the water up to temperature.
Ah, because the heat has to fight its way through the scale layer first.
Exactly. The machine has to stay on, drawing maximum power for a significantly longer time just to reach the target brewing temp.
Is it a big difference?
It can be, yeah. Studies have shown that even a relatively thin layer of scale can reduce the heating efficiency by like 10 or even 20%.
Wow, okay.
So over the course of weeks and months, that adds up to a lot of wasted electricity every single time you make a coffee.
So descaling isn't just for taste or the machine's health, it's actually greener, more
Yeah.
energy efficient.
Absolutely. By descaling regularly, you're keeping that heat transfer optimal. The machine heats up faster, uses less energy overall. It's a direct reduction in its energy footprint. It's fundamentally an efficiency issue.
Okay, that definitely puts a different spin on it. It makes cleaning feel a bit more virtuous, maybe. So we know the enemy is this mineral scale, calcium carbonate. We know it needs an acid. But here's where I think people get really confused. They see espresso cleaner and descaler on the shelf. Are they the same thing?
No. And that's probably the single biggest mistake people make with maintenance. They are chemically very different.
Right.
We've established scale is that inorganic mineral deposit, right? Calcium carbonate. Now, your typical espresso machine cleaner the stuff for back flushing or cleaning the group head that's usually alkaline. Basic, not acidic.
Okay, so opposite of acid, why alkaline?
Because alkaline cleaners are brilliant at breaking down organic stuff, specifically coffee oils and residues. Those are fatty acids.
So the cleaner tackles the oily gunk.
Exactly. It degreases the brew group, the portafilter, the shower screen, but it has almost zero effect on that hard mineral scale inside the boiler and pipes. It's the wrong tool for that job.
Got it. So the descaler then, that must be the acid.
Correct. Descaler are specifically acidic. They're formulated precisely to react with and dissolve that calcium carbonate scale. You'll often see ingredients like citric acid, maybe lactic acid, or sometimes slightly stronger ones like sulfamic acid in commercial products. Their job is to donate protons, chemically speaking, to break down that hard crystalline mineral structure.
So bottom line, cleaner for oils, descaler for minerals. Two different problems, two different solutions.
Couldn't have put it better
Okay.
myself. One removes oils, the other removes scale. You need the right one for the right job.
Okay, great clarification. So, assuming we've got the right stuff, the acidic descaler,
Yeah.
how often do we need to do this? What's a realistic routine?
Well, the general advice you often hear is maybe fortnightly, so every 2 weeks or so.
Okay, that sounds manageable.
It does, but that's really just a baseline. It kind of assumes average use and, crucially, average water hardness.
So if you have really hard water.
Exactly. If you live in an area known for very hard water,
Yep.
and you're not using some kind of water filter or softener, Just sticking to a fortnightly schedule might not be enough. The scale could build up much faster.
So what should those people do? Descale weekly.
Potentially, yes, or even more often. Really, for people with very hard water, the best approach isn't just the calendar. It's better to actually monitor your water, maybe test the total dissolved solids, the TDS.
Okay, getting a bit technical there.
A little, but TDS meters aren't too expensive. If your TDS reading is high, that's a clear sign you need to descale more frequently. Being proactive based on your actual water is better than just reacting when problems start.
Right. Measure your water. Don't just guess based on the calendar. That makes sense. Okay, let's try and wrap this up. Let's bring it home for everyone listening. What are the main takeaways here? We've established descaling is crucial for, 1, getting the best possible taste, proper extraction, good crema. That's all about flavor.
Definitely number 1.
2, keeping the pump working efficiently, avoiding blockages in pipes and valves, making the machine actually last longer. That's performance.
Absolutely critical for longevity.
And 3, this might be the surprising one for some, minimizing that insulating effect to reduce wasted electricity every time you brew, which is sustainability.
Yes. Flavor, performance, and sustainability. Those are the big 3 benefits.
Okay, perfect summary. Now, for a final thought, is there one telltale sign beyond the calendar or testing water that screams, descale me and now W?
Yes, there is. And it goes back to taste, actually. Remember we talked about under-extraction causing sourness?
Yeah.
Well, if the scale gets really bad, sometimes you might notice something else. A distinct metallic flavor coming through in the coffee.
Metallic, like coppery or irony.
Exactly. If you start tasting metal, that's a serious red flag. It likely means the water chemistry inside the machine is being significantly altered by high levels of scale interacting with the metal component. That metallic taste should be your absolute immediate warning signal. Don't wait. Your descaling schedule needs urgent attention.
So listen to your taste buds, basically. They'll tell you before the machine completely gives up.
They often will. Keep monitoring your water, sure, but definitely pay close attention to the taste in your cup. It tells you more than you might think.